Yeah, you see me, Chris?
Yeah, I can see you.
For some reason I can't see myself.
Yeah, I see you got the Handley background.
Hey, people were watching. We're back. Ready to roll?
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Hey, welcome to BWO. I'm here with Chris Tucker, and we're about ready to have the 94 champs on. And it looks like we only got one right now. I guess Sunday mornings are too early for everyone.
Yeah, that 94 undefeated team. They actually went 27-1 or something like that in 2 years, 26-1.
Mm-hmm.
They crushed everybody in their way. Lost the Matoka in the region and the state semis 93 season, which was most of their junior year.
Right.
And then bounced back in 94 and blew the doors off almost all their opponents and won the states by a funny game down in Gate City that we'll let Trey and the guys tell you guys about. But definitely excited to have him on. We tried to get him on about a month ago, and unfortunately there was a power outage in Winchester that derailed that. But we're back. We're ready. Hope you guys are excited, man. Let's go because we're excited to have these guys on and tell their stories.
All right, cool. Let's get on Trey Kern. He's the one that's jumped on the early bird, obviously a hardworking man. So let's get Trey Kern on here. Hey, Trey, you hear us?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Hey, man, how are you?
I'm doing great.
Good, man. Good. I say you're the only one who jumped on. Where's all
your boys? I coach Little League football, and I was up late yesterday, and I made sure I got to bed early, so I felt good for you guys.
Well, we appreciate it. I know it's hard to get everybody. There's a lot of people, so hopefully maybe more will jump on here in a minute.
Yeah.
But so since you're on, we're talking about the 94 state championship, so we'll take you way back if you can remember, because I can barely remember. But let's start with because what you guys lost the year before to who was it in the playoffs?
Yeah, it was in Matoka. Yeah, we played that game at Handley. Yeah, that was a crazy game. I think we were used to winning, and we were undefeated through the regular season, and they were just more physical than we were, and I think we all kind of lost our cool. We had that's the only game in my career I got a personal foul penalty.
Really?
Yeah. You kind of knew, towards the middle of the second half that we weren't going to win, and they were kicking an extra point, and the starting quarterback who went to Colorado State, we had jumped off sides, so they blew the whistle, and I never heard the whistle, and he stands up, and then I deplete him, and then
right.
a bunch of their guys were pissed, and it was a scene. So that's the only personal foul I ever got, but hey, that's okay.
Right.
Tony, you weren't there. I was there.
Well, you live and learn. Hold on, Danny's here. Let's get Danny on.
Oh, great.
Yeah, Danny. He was excited. I was waiting. I was like, I can't believe Danny's not here. Hey, Danny, you got on? Welcome. Trey done started off with the Patokan game where you guys
nice.
are, but welcome. Yeah, I'm going to take back because what I'm leading to is because I know a lot of you guys played together in Little League, right? Coming up. A lot of you, right?
Yeah,
Trey and Danny.
Danny was one of the guys that came on later. He wasn't part of our Little League program, but he stepped in. We had a really good freshman team, and Danny was fantastic in that. And of course, Dipperman came late as well. But Jerome and Mike and Brian and LaRue, we were all from the Little League program. Yeah, I mean, it was
right. Which I feel that probably really helped you guys, being together at a young age and building continuity and all that kind of stuff. Do you agree?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Keith Covert. We had battles in Little League, and Jerome Brooks was fantastic. Played for the Little League Bears, and Yeah, we had a fantastic team with the Redskins. We had Kevin McKinley and Jerry Partlow was our coach, and me and Michael and Brian. And, so we won three straight Super Bowls in Little League, and then
See, that's not even fair. Like, y'all out there loading your teams. No.
well, my dad was a commissioner, so I don't know.
Right.
Tell Tony to be quiet. He had a few of you guys backups on his team in Little League.
But whatever. So from that loss in that particular, we'll go back to the Patoka. How did that motivate you guys losing that game? Because, like you say, you guys weren't used to losing. You know, but he's like, how did that motivate you for going into the next season, into the '94 season?
Well, actually, Danny. If we go back and talk about that game, one thing that happened to us that really hurt our team going into the Matoka game was we practiced on Thanksgiving Day in the snow, and something happened, and Danny freaking broke his wrist or his hand, and he was hands down one of our top guys, obviously. So he's trying to play that Matoka game with one hand.
Oh.
And somehow he could catch the ball in one hand. Somehow he pulled that stuff off. He had the best hands of anybody ever played with. And Mike's probably not going to like me saying that, but I think Danny, if you wanted a guy to catch the ball, Danny really, really had fantastic hands. Of course, him and I were roommates at Shepherd as well. So
okay,
I've actually heard that a lot. As great as Mike was, also I heard that Danny was by far like the best receiver as far as like hands and route running. So.
Well, Mike's not here to defend himself, but we had some great battles in practice, and it was a perfect compliment for one another. And we wouldn't have obviously got to where we were without overall just the talent that we had, not at the receiver, only at the receiver position, but also at safety, with both of us being at safety as well. I mean, he had, I want to say, 13 interceptions senior year. I had 12. So I don't think you can find a safety duo with 25, 26 interceptions roughly in one season. But yeah, as Trey was saying, as far as the Matoka game, that kind of fueled, the fire, I think, heading into our senior year. And again, it was unfortunate that they were a great team. I mean, Matoka really was, and put a good game plan together.
It was raining that game too, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was kind of drizzling and rain. It was cooler, and obviously my injury, I really wasn't a factor. They were able to double team Mike in that situation. They were able to load the box as well, and really blitz at will on Brian, and that put a lot of pressure, overall on our offensive line, and just a good game plan on their part, and just bad circumstances on ours, heading into the game.
And Tony, if I'm correct, I believe James Ferrier was on that defense, so that's no small task to have to defend.
Trey, do you remember Danny?
I remember Kirk Ovea was one of their coaches, and that son of a gun. I mean, hey, I know there's a lot of Redskins fans on here, but I go for a ball, and he yells to me and says, Hey, kid, you can't even catch with two hands, let alone one. And I said, we'll see, you just wait if I'm healthy, Kurt. And, we unfortunately, they got the better of us that day. But that goes to show the passion, even from these coaches, when you're playing one another in a playoff game like that.
Right. Yeah. Right.
One quick story I got from that. They had a tight end, Uriah Kales was his name. I just remember. And they had Quentin Waller with the Virginia Tech, and but I'm trying to guard him, and he's going down the seam, and I can't run with him. And he catches a pass, and Tyrone Bowles is like, man, what's wrong with you, Trey? Why can't you handle him? I said, man, Tyrone, if you think you can do better, you go ahead and step out here and guard this dude.
Right.
And Tyrone goes out there. He gets beat down the field. He goes, all right, you got it, man. You got it.
Yeah, shit. See, that's good stuff, guys. So we'll start off with another, because going into the 91st season, guys, what was your biggest challenge as a team and individually? Trey, I get you go first.
Yeah, Trey, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I missed that question.
What was your guys' biggest challenge for the 94 season as a team and individually?
I feel like it's kind of weird to say, but we knew we were going to be good. We had a majority of the guys back. We did lose some key players, but we were going to work in the off season, and we definitely lifted weights. I ran track to try to get more speed. But we came in with a sense of confidence that, hey, this is our year. I mean, this is our time to shine, type of thing. And so, I mean, we just played together so long. We had such a great coaching staff. When we switched our offense up a little bit, which was coaching, put a tight end in instead of being in a 4-wide spread. And it really helped our running game for our senior year, for me as a running back.
Right.
We ran the ball a lot better that year.
I'd say the biggest challenge, and Trey's hit the nail on the head, there was a lot of confidence going into our senior year, and it really was one of those teams, probably one of the only teams I've ever played on since maybe a little league team, where it wasn't if you were going to win, it was by how much you were going to win by. And probably the biggest challenge was there was only one football to go around. And we all had, look, I think anybody that's a great athlete, you got to have confidence. And there's a fine line between, confidence and cockiness. But at the end of the day, you got to back that up with your play. And, we all complemented each other perfectly. And the coaches, again, did a great job of distributing the ball in the right moments. And but that was probably the biggest thing is we all wanted the ball at any given time. And I think we were all dogs, when the game's on the line, give me the ball. And when you've got that many guys that have that mentality at one time coming together, it's the perfect storm.
Right. Yeah, so I guess what you guys are getting at, because I've been there coaching, is that when your team's good, keeping you guys humble, right? I guess it was more probably the coaching staff a challenge to keep you guys, humble, because like you said, you knew you were good. That's the biggest thing. Yeah.
And you're like 30 points a game.
Oh, at least I'd have to calculate it up, but it was at least over 30 points a game. And Michael and I, Trey, all the starters for the most part, Brian, we were all taken out by the fourth quarter, beginning of the fourth quarter.
Right. Yeah.
We very rarely played the fourth quarter.
Ron Linden would not, and that respect right there, again to the opposing coaches, he would take us out, and we wanted to keep running the score up, like some teams do. I'm not going to name them in the Panhandle, West Virginia, and
they got smoked the other night.
They got smoked, yeah. I think a goose egg on the board up there. Again, we won't name names, but we could have put up 70 points a game. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind.
Yeah. Oh, I believe easily. A lot of games.
To that detriment, I can remember early game we played a fall-year team that was really good, like second, third game of the year. And Danny and I hooked up. Last play of the first half, we run a hook and lateral, and I score from 50 or 60 yards out. We're up 24-0. We get the ball, start second half. We got 31-0. And I mean, it's like halfway through the third quarter, and he pulls us. And they come back. They end up scoring 3 touchdowns, and there's like 2 or 3 minutes to go. And he's like, "We got to get the starters warm back up, because it's like we're back in the game, but we haven't even played for, we kind of cooled down." But he didn't like to run the score up. Sure.
Well, you see, Tony, that's what happens when they put the 97 guys in.
What? Now here we go.
I'm just messing with you guys, Javon. You guys don't get in your feelings.
You want to bring also,
real quick, I want to shout out people like Brian Vardero and Brian Cavill and everybody else, the unsung heroes that don't get a lot of love, but they were a big part of your team too.
Yeah, I think that whole offensive line, and Trey's running back. And I think we all know the offensive line and running back group. They won them, hip by hip, side by side. They work together in unison there, and we couldn't have the success without them. I would like to put a vote, in for them to nominate that whole offensive line for the Hall of Fame. And
they were y'all's hogs.
They really were. And then, Keith Covert and, they all deserve, like Kevin McKinley and you name the others, and they all deserve to be in there.
I like that.
I got to talk about that just briefly because we started getting a consecutive 100-yard game streak going, and my dad's team had the record in 8 games from the 1967 team. So after we got about 5 games, we started to pay attention to that stat. But it really wasn't just like it was me. My mom would have like a Monday night spaghetti dinner, and we'd have the whole offensive line. Everybody would eat. We'd watch the film from the previous week, and really built some camaraderie. And when we end up breaking the record against Warren County, actually, was when we broke the record. It was like we did it. It wasn't like a me thing, It really was a team thing. And Keith Covert, Brian Videro was, to me, the strongest dude on the line. I mean, Keith was a tactician. Videro was only a junior, Cabell was only a junior, but Cabell was fantastic. And then you had Kevin McKinley, who played center all the way from the time we were 10 with Brian all the way till we were seniors in high school. So Brian and Partlow and McKinley had ESP. So I'm with Danny, man. That offensive line was really an unsung part of that team, for sure.
Right. Well, they always are, but we always say, as football guys, it starts in the trenches. Like, but you don't have a line on either side of the ball. You can't get there. I don't care how good you are. As a running back, it's good. It starts with them big guys up front. But yeah, I love that, man. Hey, they do deserve it. I'm with you. Hey, tell Andy. I wish Andy was on here, Mr. Hall of Fame. Could be or was. Let him know. Put it in his ear. Get all them guys in there. I love it.
Oh yeah.
So guys, this would help with the kids. Answer this question. How did you guys handle your academics in sports while you was in school? High school, college, because I know you guys play college level too. So how did you guys balance your schedule, academically and your sports?
I don't know. I'll let Danny answer this. I mean,
he's like, Trey's just like, my sister did my homework.
I mean, at the end of the day, obviously we've all done well for ourselves in life and our professions and. But sports I think we showed up to school because we couldn't play if you didn't show up. So at the end of the day, it was our excitement was to go to school for practice afterwards. I mean, we had some great teachers and certainly they were a big part of that too in shaping our lives and but it's a balancing act. I mean, you've got, especially during summer camps and you especially in college, you've got 3 practices a day. And right. For those, when you go to college, that are listening and they're in high school and they aspire to be there. I mean, you're doing, so in the winter, for example, you get up at 5 a.m. and you have to go work out and you're there for at least 2 to 3 hours. And this is not only weight room workouts, but, conditioning as well. So you're running and they would hold you until 5 minutes before your first class started. And right. You'd have to rush to get to class. You haven't even eaten yet. And you have to get, next thing you know, you get done with your morning classes, you're grabbing a quick bite to eat and you got to go to whatever your position group meeting that you have, whether it's the running backs with Trey or wide receiver group. And then you got to go to more afternoon classes. Then you have to go to your afternoon practice. Then you get done, you get back, you get cleaned up, you go eat, and then you have to go to a special teams meeting at night. So it's a full-time job. And right. I don't think a lot of people recognize that. And for college, NIL, I am all for it. I know the way that it's shaped and they need to put some regulations in, I think. But at the end of the day, they deserve to be paid for what they do.
I agree. That's good that, hey, kids need to know, like you just said, hey, it's a job.
Yeah.
It's actually 2 full-time jobs. Like you say, you start way early and you're not done till 10, 11, and turn right back around and do it all over again.
Yeah.
The kids don't understand the grind they got to go through, the higher levels they get.
Do you guys keep up at all with the current teams or recent teams and the guys that are in college and things of that nature to see how everybody's doing? Or do you guys, kind of busy with your everyday life to worry about that?
For me, I'm a football nut. I love the local sports, so I keep up with. I know who's good and who's not good. And like Stephen Daly, he was to me one of the best that's ever played. So I didn't get to see how he did yesterday for Indiana, but Malachi Emo, I was pretty close with.
He's still William & Mary?
Well, he just graduated.
Okay.
But he had a fantastic career. One of the best, to play. Jeremiah Wilson, who's coaching now. I was a huge fan of him, man. What a punt returner! And,
right.
Went to Maryland, and so anybody for Handley, pretty much the local, but especially Handley for me. I'm watching and definitely following their careers for sure.
That's why Jason didn't get on.
Right.
Yeah, same here. Just try to keep up with him. I know Trey, a lot of those kids he coached in Little League too, and and that's a lot of dedication there. For work purposes, it's tough for me to get there, and haven't had that opportunity, but would love to have coached, on a regular basis. But I keep up with the guys, remotely and go to the games, here and there on Saturday with certain matchups when I have an opportunity to watch these guys. So a lot of talented guys.
Good first win for him Friday night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
I never even heard of that high school, but that's cool.
Yeah, Eastern View and Culpeper, they're a good program.
Right.
Yeah, I talked to Reed Pross about that. He thinks they're a 7 or 8 win team, so that was a quality win off of that.
Yeah, I agree.
Right. Yep. Exactly. So, guys, let's jump
back.
How was
it for you guys? My fault, Tony. One question I know a lot of
people
ahead.
Like You're good.
Is how was it for you guys playing for Coach Ron Linden?
For me, I absolutely love Coach Linden. He was very, very simple guy, and of course, one of his famous speeches was in the state championship game, and I tried to use it with my Little League kids yesterday. It didn't quite work out for us, but we were up 12-7 at halftime, and the mood of the team in that game was, we couldn't get our offense going. Things weren't really going our way per se, and he kind of calmed everybody down and said, "Hey, guys, we're up 12-7. If they don't score, they don't win." And it was like a simple thing, but it's like, hey, let's just play some let's play some defense and stop them. And hey, we got the game. So one other quick story from Coach Linden for me personally. I really wanted to be a big time running back. I wanted to play in college, and the first game of the season we played broad run. I had like 35 yards rushing, maybe 6 or 8 carries in the game. And I never spoke up, but I went to Coach Linden and I said, "Hey, it's my senior year. I've worked really hard. I'd like an opportunity to get the carries. I was a good inside runner. My speed was maybe not top notch, but still good." And he said, "Trey, you've earned the right." And he looked at Derek Dowler. He said, "Hey, he's going to get the ball. We're going to give Trey the ball." So the following game, we played Fauquier, and I had 169 yards in the first half, and really showed myself there. And then the rest of the way, that's when the 100-yard game streak started. So Coach Linden really had his players back. As long as you were true to him, he'd be true to you. And I loved him. He was great.
Yeah, I can second that. He, at the end of the day, they say you're a reflection of your leader, and it's calm under pressure, and that's what we were. And also, you have to the other sign of a great leader is surrounding yourself with talented people. And his coaching staff was phenomenal, and he had that trust. They had that trust in him, and that ultimately was, every position group had great coaches, offensive coordinators, defensive coordinators were fantastic. Everything, our trainers were fantastic. You just couldn't ask for just a better team, coaching staff as a whole. So, rest in peace to Coach Lennon.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. So guys, so going into we're not going into it, but into the 94 seed, going into the state championship, let's just jump straight to it. Right. You guys have blown out everybody for regions, regional, all that. And we get to states, and then Gate City, we got to talk about the field. What happened? The mud race.
I can tell you as a running back, I'm standing in the middle of the field and I can't see my feet. But I'm completely entrenched in water.
Right. Before the game, you're saying. Is this before?
We warmed up. I just can remember distinctly being comfortable in my stand and laying back there and looking down at my feet, and I couldn't see my feet. And so you could get a little bit of traction on the wide parts of the field, but in the middle, there's nothing.
Yeah.
We went to warm up. Yeah, it was the in between the hashes.
So my question, let me be more direct. So what were you guys saying? Because obviously it didn't rain the night or that day, did it?
No, it was drizzling. But that's
it was like a haze or whatever. Mm-hmm. So what were your all's thoughts? Like, okay, what the hell? Why is this field so wet? Like,
they hosed it down.
well, I know that. We know that. I'm like in the moment. I'm trying to trade that, like what they were thinking, like what the hell's going on here?
I don't know. I with my coaching and just the way I play and think, I'm not worried about excuses.
Right.
Whatever the field is the field, but they got to play on the field. So it certainly was not to our advantage. I mean, for Brian Partlow, he never threw a wet ball well, so he's struggling to throw the ball. I think his stats were 3 or 4 for 22 with 1 touchdown and like 3 picks in that game.
Right.
But we had to lean on the running game the way it worked out. But I didn't worry about making excuses about what it was. It just is what it is for me.
Yeah.
Now, Trey's a running back, so they
right.
Hey, that's what they want to do. At the end of the day, we're going to run the ball more in those conditions. That's great. But Mike and I, we're like, what the heck is going on with this field? This is horrible. And we're having to pick spots out by the numbers on where we can run our route depth to, so we actually can get footing. And, it was just impossible. So it prevented our passing game from really being able to showcase how good it was. And that's unfortunate. I wouldn't change anything, though, because to me, it was a storybook ending, and it was really was something out of a movie. Even when we're driving in on the bus, the conditions and the crowd, and they had some of the banners that ultimately our athletic directors had to go over there and say, look, you got to take those down because they're pretty vulgar. Say, well, we're not stepping foot on this field. And so that was something else. It was a pretty nasty crowd. It was nasty conditions, but we persevered. So
I wish, I got to say one thing real quick. I wish Jerome Brooks was on here right now, because in the second half of that game, we had 3 receivers out there, but we realized that one of the receivers was pretty much a wasted spot. So they pulled our slot guy off and just put Jerome in front of him. Mm-hmm. And it was like we were drawing it up in the dirt. Like we had our plays, but all it was, Jerome, you know where we're going. You just hit the first opposite color jersey guy you see. And Jerome is deep cleating people. I can still see him sitting down the 3-point stance right in front of me, and he goes, "Just follow me, bro."
Yeah, that's awesome.
I got you, man. I'm right behind you. And we ended up popping some big runs at the end of that game to run the clock out, and that was all to Jerome Brooks, man. He was drilling people.
So would you say he's one of the unsung heroes of that game?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Jerome?
Jerome. Yeah.
Back in the day, I don't think you could ever say he was not unsung, because he's talking and saying something. I mean, he's on kickoff defense. He was talking.
Right.
But definitely Jerome was a big part of that. huge part of that final couple drives we had.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's awesome. Though. Like you say, y'all just going back to literally I formation and pound,
pretty much
pound the rock. That's it.
That's all we could do.
Yeah.
And they had, who was their quarterback? Shoemaker. He went to Wake Forest, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, played basketball.
Josh Shoemaker, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
But you guys played against a lot of talented individuals. Who was the toughest team you guys had in '94 that you had to play against?
Loudon County.
Yeah.
Danny was quick with that.
Yeah, no doubt in my mind.
They had plenty of time. 1,000 yards. So they had a real tough offense that we struggled with defensively.
Right.
Loudon County, yeah. And then Danny. And Partlow, Mike was hurt. So he was about half playing on offense, and then of course he filled in late in the game on defense and caused the fumble late in the game that really helped us. But that was one of Danny showed how much of an amazing player he was, because he really torched them. They thought when they're getting a break with Mike being hurt, but then Danny stepped right up. So
yeah, that was a big game for us, and it was 44-38. They were driving the ball. They had the ball last, and they were, I don't know, Trey, what yard line they were on, but they were in our territory. They're probably 30-yard line, 20-some yard line.
Yeah, they looked like they were going to score.
And at that point, it's a concern. You put up 44 points, you might lose the game, and that's how good of a running attack that they had. And so Mike had been asking all game long, Coach, put me in. Coach, put me in. So he's got this. Was it a cast, I guess?
Huge thing that's wrapped around his right arm.
With padding and stuff that the only way he could be legal to play. So, you have to kind of put together with knee pads and things like that, and then tape it up with athletic tape. So it's this huge club. So he comes in for the one play. Guy breaks a huge run. He's probably got like a 15-yard run. He's already in the secondary. Mike comes around and clubs with that arm and forces a fumble for the only play he played on defense, and I recovered it, and that was all she wrote. But those were the type of moments that lead to those type of miracle seasons to go undefeated, and just another example of how great Mike was as well.
The funny part of that is the guy that ran the ball, his name was Chris Akala, and he was a really good player. He played at Shepherd when we went to Shepherd. And he still held his like, man, Partlow didn't have that damn illegal wrap on his arm.
The club.
And that was at their school, right? That game?
Yeah, it was Friday night game,
Yeah.
So that leads into a good question. What do you feel? Because I know you guys felt, going in to see like, you guys are good, you're hot, the team's great. But what do you feel like was a turning point, like in the season where, man, we can win this thing? Or did you feel that from the beginning of the season that, man, we can win the whole thing?
When Dwayne Borden intercepted a ball, truck, and ran it for a touchdown on defense, I remember
that. Yes.
Yeah. Against Orange County.
That's right. Right.
Yeah.
We're like, it's meant to be. We're meant to win this whole thing.
You're like, hold on, if truck scores on a defense.
But that was regionals.
Yeah, that was regional finals at Handley, and I tell you, of all the games we played, I think that had the biggest crowd. I mean, that game was packed. They were undefeated, we were undefeated, and when they threw a screen pass and Stumpy intercepted that, ran it back, it was a wrap.
But I think you guys blew them out, didn't you?
Good.
No, it was. They didn't put a single point on the board.
38.
Yeah, you guys smoked them.
Was it 38-0, I believe, or something like that?
I think they did score on our second team at the end.
Oh, did they score? That's right. They did score at the end.
I mean,
the damn 97 class, Tony.
I know Adam Brathwaite and all them win it. Here I got, y'all won. Y'all beat Orange 38-9.
Well, we didn't play in the fourth quarter again of that game.
Yeah.
Any of our playoff games, we were already out in the fourth quarter, pretty much, except for Gate City, and I think we can all agree would have blown them out in a good conditional neutral site. But, those conditions forced.
I was on the freshman team that year, and I've never felt any energy the way you guys had that stadium rocking those 2 years, your junior and senior year, and just the atmosphere, the band, the cheerleaders, like it was amazing atmosphere. You guys made it feel like you were the pros, and we all looked up to you like you were the superstars.
Well, I just say it felt like a college atmosphere because I was a sophomore at the time, and I'll just say when coming in as a freshman, my first and seeing you guys like Trey, you and LaRue, I'm like, these guys look like grown ass men. Like they are huge to me. Like,
well, Trey, you always got compared your calves to Darryl Green.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I always think a lot of comments about my calves, and I wish I could say it was from. I mean, I did work hard, but it was pretty much genetics.
Well, I could definitely tell your son out there in basketball. I'm like, me and Wayne are like, look at the cat. That's his son. But I'm sorry. Go ahead, Dave. Were you going to say something?
I was just going to go back to like you said, the atmosphere, the crowd. I mean, they traveled to every game. It was just, it was a community, victory every single time. And everybody just kind of galvanized, came together and backed us. And we really appreciated that. I mean, we had the guys that had their shirts off in 30 and 40 degree weather with the judges, painted on their chests, and they're just crazy. That was like, Mike Sawhawk and those guys, Fred Haymaker as the judge, so I remember they were just so enthusiastic and it means a lot to the players on the field. I wish we could get that same type of energy.
I'm going to say, yeah. How can we get that? How can we get that back?
I know. It's tough. I feel like some people just sit there and it's a clap now.
Right.
To me, that's
I've
not
been
football.
to games. It feels like the band only has 10 members, and like it's very different.
I want intensity and passion from my crowd.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Well, I say that, Danny, going to other games like Clark County, other area school, James, like to me, they show up. To me, I'm like, why are they more energetic? The crowd gets into it. So I don't know what's up with our Handley crowd here lately, but like you say, it's just, like you said, a little play. Somebody makes a big play. Yeah. So I don't know. How can we get that energy back?
Well, it's been 31 years since Handley's won states, man. We've had a lot of great players and great teams, but nobody's done it like you guys and the team of 84. So we got to figure something out over there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Hey, we got a good coach right now, man.
We do.
Yeah, I will say, that they do have a great coach right now. I really like him. Yeah, good guy. A lot of connections. So he's going to turn it around big time.
And I won't say partying on Friday nights and being up early on Saturdays for the games is an excuse because it's always been that way. But how was it for you guys being the only team that I've ever known that plays on Saturdays when college is playing, but to come out under those steps and the sun's beaming, it was amazing, at least just to be there for you guys. So how did it feel playing on Saturdays at home?
I mean, I liked it. That's all we ever knew. I grew up as a kid coming to watch games on Saturdays. It always just a special thing at Handley. And, it changes your weekend, of course, but you do get opportunity to go out and watch other games on Friday night, and kind of stay out of trouble. Right. Watch a high school game and get up. And Coach Linda would have donuts and orange juice for us, make sure we came into the locker room early. And then we'd get out early for special teams, and you got to really comfortably go into playing a football game on Saturday. And I definitely think we had a home field advantage. Just intimidating when people drive up and see the school. It looks like a college. So
right.
I think it's a good thing. Of course, I'm all for having lights so they can play whatever they want to play, but.
Oh, that was my next question. Was the lights? Like, what do you all think about the lights?
Well, light that joker up, man. Use that turf. Yeah.
Well, I think the cool thing about it is, the Saturday games is, you're the main event. So everybody else is done. It's like Monday Night Football. So we got to put on a show. And that's, I feel like, and then that energy you get coming out from underneath the steps and the band's playing and even the national anthem with the flag and all that on the steps. It's just, that's a tradition like none other. And, that's why it's Handley.
Right. I don't know, man. I would
play right now.
What's that, Trey?
Man, the way Danny's saying, I want to get out there and play right now.
Right. Right. But yeah, that's a tough question, lights or not. But to me, if they put you have options, then you play for still do Saturdays. In my opinion, hey, you
sure,
have your Saturday tradition, play a few like rivalry games or something on Saturday, but at least you have the option. Like Trey said, I'd love to see that field lit up on a Friday night. I think it'd be amazing.
That'd be a huge crowd for the first, Friday night light under the lights game at Handley. That would be a huge event.
And it's funny because we've talked about this a while back when it came up. Like, now, do you think, speaking of attendance, is Saturdays hurting attendance now these days because parents are so busy? Like Trey, so much goes on during Saturdays. Yeah. I think me and Chris talk about we think that hurts attendance just because people, not that they don't want to go, they just can't make the game.
Travel sports has really changed the whole scheduling of a family, and they just don't have that free time anymore to keep that tradition alive on a Saturday because travel sports, they may be in Manassas or Leesburg or even down in Richmond sometimes. It's a whole different dynamic compared to what it was in the 90s.
Right.
Yeah. Tony, to your point, I've been coaching Little League football, and our games are, right in the middle of the day on a Saturday. And that you want the kids going to the game to see the high school they're going to play for.
Yes.
You want that.
So you guys are playing on Saturday. Yeah.
So yes. I would say it'd be great to have. You want your kids to see the team they're going to play for.
Exactly.
They learn from watching the game.
Yeah.
They become a bigger fan from doing that. And
that's the biggest. I think right there. I think we hit. That's the biggest case for not lights at Handley. Even if you had to do portable lights or something like that, not to take away from the the aesthetic of the front of the school and so forth with permanent lights. So I love the tradition. Don't get me wrong. Like you said, do it for some traditional matchups, James Wood or something like that. But I think the lights are much needed.
All right, I think we done started something again with this.
The housing being so close on Jefferson and Handley Boulevard.
Move.
And people not what?
Hey, to me, if you live there on that street, you should be at the damn game anyway.
Yeah. Good point.
Right? You live on here, you should be there.
I agree.
At all.
Yeah, right. I'm with
and Trey,
you
you're coaching Little League Winchester, Frederick County Parks and Rec or something?
Yeah. Yep.
And you play on Saturdays now? We used to play at nighttime all the time when we were little. So
we don't even have that field anymore. The soccer league took our old field. So we play at Daniel Morgan. We did play at Handley for our first game, which was nice. My team yesterday played at Jefferson High School. I tell you though, man, we're having a hard time to get two teams as 10 and 11-year-olds. When I was coming up, when our time was coming, we had 6.
Right. Yeah. I play. Yeah. Well,
that kind of tells you there the interest. We got to get the interest up at a young level.
And I think, and we all have kids, and I think I've started to notice when I coached football years ago. When my boys were younger, same age, 8, 9, 10, 11. Through the WFY, FL. That's when the whole CTE, came at, and then parents started getting scared, not signing their kids up. But now I'm starting to see, I think kids are starting to come back now and play. Like there's a lot of basketball players from Handley who are out there playing football this year, who haven't played since they were in Little League. Yeah, like Amari Brown's out there.
I heard Amari.
Amari is killing it out here. So. And Kyron Oglesby is playing. My son was going to play. He was out there, but then unfortunately Tristan went down and he changed his mind. He's like, well, maybe that's a sign I shouldn't play, but I wish he would have played because part of the scrimmage he was in, he had like 12 receptions, 4 touchdowns, and whatever.
I know he was good at Daniel Morgan.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Christian and Quincy. Yeah, Quincy, my oldest, played for a while.
All you boys, man. Those dudes can play.
Yeah, they're all right. They're all right. They get it from their mom. But that's my thing. It's like I think I'm starting to notice just slightly. I think kids are getting back slowly into football because there for a while It was just mainly parents like, no, I'm not signing them up because of the whole what Will Smith, the movie that came out. Dude, I'm telling you, it scared people. Like I would literally talk to parents and they'd be like, no, I don't want to sign, Yeah. So but I think it's starting to come back. Like it's building.
And flag football, I know.
And I think that helps too.
That helps. And that's, it's, I think bringing the interest again and it's going to be in the Olympics as well. So I think that's going to help continue to draw, the younger kids in to want to play. So
good point, Dad. I didn't think about that.
I will say this. Everybody looks at football, especially in Little League at a youth age, that there's some sort of big concussion problem. Well, I played for 10 years, and I can't hardly remember any concussion. My son asked me, Dad, how many times concussions? They don't run fast enough to get concussions yet.
Right.
It's not until
I remember when I
start lifting weights and get explosive. That's when you can get guys knocked out. But it really don't happen much when they're young.
Yeah, I mean, I remember too. I could say everybody remembers Mano, right? That takes me back. Mano Lusk, who played for Hand. Now he's off at I coached him. He lit some kid up, and the kid did not know where he was. I remember. Yeah, we were at Daniel Morgan. He thought he was at his elementary school. When I added, I was like, "Yep, go to the doctor." And then my son Christian got one at it, and all we were doing was with the tackling dummy. And all he did was it was a freakish thing. He rolls up on it, goes and hits his head on the ground. So sometimes it's just freakish stuff too. But my main thing is just teach them properly. When you get them into football, it's like they definitely, to me, a big thing is technique and knowing how to tackle. Because a lot of these coaches out here, this Trey, being out there in day 82, just go out there and hit somebody. And no safety, nothing. You know what I mean?
Hit somebody.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. We're all old school. We love the big hits, but it's like teach them the proper way first and foremost. To protect themselves for the most part. Yeah.
Who is as
good
vocal leader for the team?
There you go. Yeah, I was going to break.
He's not on the call right now. We need
vocal leader.
Andy was a big one.
Yeah, I mean Jerome Brooks was a pump you up type of guy. Mike had that confidence, that swagger. Mike. Mike's one of the best that I've ever played with. I mean, offensively, defensively. And Mike could play basketball, baseball, tennis. He's one of the best athletes to ever come through Handley. I mean, he just is.
Mm-hmm.
I love the fact that he had 25 touchdowns and I matched it with 25 touchdowns in the same year. And that's kind of always a cool stat to throw out to people.
Okay.
And we're not even talking about Brian Partlow, who, I mean, he was our starting quarterback and ran our offense. So he certainly needs to get credit as a leader and a vocal person as well.
Right.
Yeah.
So were you quiet, Trey? You just said you were that silent assassin.
Yeah, I didn't talk much. Yeah, I was definitely more quiet and shy when I was in high school. I got out of that into college, but I was just trying to focus and make sure I didn't screw up.
Right.
What was your single game high? Like almost 280 yards, right? 270 something?
Actually, no. The funny thing is, it was my senior year, the last game of the regular season. We're playing Warren County, and they knew that was the game that would break the consecutive 100-yard game record from 1967.
Right.
Notoriously, I would get off to a slow start, and like the first carry or two, I get stuffed, no yards, and they start running their mouth. You ain't getting that record today, Kern. You ain't getting that record today.
Right.
Well, the coaches figured something out. We run a counter play, and I come back to the left-hand side, and it turns into how fast can I run? Because this sucker is wide open.
Right.
And I ended up running it was like 210, in the ballpark of 210. I didn't have any huge games. That was the only time I ran over 200 yards in high school. I had a couple games, at least one game in college where I did, but shoot, I only averaged 12 carries a game, 14 carries a game. I mean, we threw the ball a lot. So
yeah,
I had almost 9 yards of carry. So, but yeah, we had such a good balance. And, you know, you stop our passing game, well, we run the ball. If you stop the running game, well, we pass the ball. So I think that's why we were so dangerous. But it was great to run over top of Warren County. And you know, I said, do I need to break the record in the first half or the second half? Wait, which one you want?
Right. Right.
Danny, what was your game high for receiving?
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
For receiving, I had the Handley record for the most receptions in a game, and this was actually junior year against Waynesboro. I had 9 receptions, and then that's the week before that Thanksgiving where I broke my wrist that Trey was talking about. So that was kind of my breakout game. That didn't last. That record, of course, was broken senior year. Mike, I think, had like 14 receptions or something against Loudoun Valley. But I'd probably say the first game ever against Sharando, our senior year, that was my best game. I had about 150 yards, 2 touchdowns, and I had 3 interceptions at safety. I only played safety 1 year at Handley, and I think I'm in the top 5 in interceptions all time. So give me more time. I probably could have been right there with interceptions. But, yeah, that was probably my best game was Sharando, my senior year.
Nice. So what is your guys' fondest memory? Throughout, it don't even have to be the 94 season, looking back.
Mine, Virginia Tech agrees. We're heading to the state championship game. They agree to let us practice on their field at Lane Stadium, which is fantastic. I mean, to walk through the tunnel from the locker room to the field.
Was Beamer there?
Beamer was there. Only players get to do that. And so when you get that chance to be able to walk through that tunnel so I remember we get into their locker room. They got this really nice locker room, Virginia Tech logos in the middle of it. And, it looks like something, out of a movie, right? And you're just
right.
Like, wow. So we're all in awe. We're looking at the lockers, and big football movie came out right around that time. You guys remember Rudy.
One of the best movies.
So I watched it the other day.
They got those wooden stools, and I pull that wooden stool into the middle of Virginia Tech logo, and I stand on top of it, and I start reciting that. Listen up, men. We're going to go inside. We're going to go outside. And everybody I think it just kind of broke through the being in shock and awe of being in a college locker room in that situation. And I think that's what that you need that. You can't be uptight and wound too tight when you're in those situations, and got to go play loose. And that's what we did. So that was one of my fondest memories there.
Awesome.
Oh, man, that was great. That was great. If I'm thinking about a memory for myself or just the season in general, the first thing that comes to my head is a selfish thing, but I had hurt my foot against Orange County, and I'm hoping to get back. I couldn't practice all week against Nottoway. Played the game, but in the state championship game, I re-injured that same sprained arch in my foot, and I'm getting helped off the field, and I'm thinking, please get better. I got to finish the game, and somehow I got over it, and I was walking off the field, and I shook the trainers off, and I ran to the sideline because I didn't want everybody to think we were down, like we were going to lose, like we were getting beat. So then I, hopped around and just be able to get over that injury and then get back in and make a couple big runs. I just remember feeling so fulfilled when we ended up winning that game as a team, and just the feeling of winning the state championship was that was really special. And the fire trucks and everything coming into town, it was really late.
Right.
That was a special feeling.
Right. I don't think that was just you not wanting to let down your teammates. That's being, that's just being competitive. But so we'll go back to, so how was the celebration coming back? How did the town react, and the community, you guys winning the 94 state championship? I'm sure you all got free breakfast at the Triangle Diner and everything. When it was,
I would tell you the thing that was not good was after the game was over, we had no hot water, zero. ice cold water. I mean, we're dirty as we've ever been. I had mud in my ear for 3 or 4 straight days. I'm still finding stuff in my ear.
So you're talking about at Gate City at the school where you guys
not only did they water the field down, they gave us no hot water. It was terrible.
Yeah. Right.
And that ride back took forever, it seemed like. I mean, you're hurting from the game, but the celebration was great. We got back late. It was real late, though.
It was really
late.
You know what time it was? It was like 12 o'clock.
Yeah, it was probably 1 or 2 in the morning, and everybody was there to cheer you on, and people traveled. I mean, it was just amazing how many people traveled all the way down there too, and take that time out of their busy lives to come watch us in a ball game all the way down and at the edge of Virginia, in Gate City. So that's celebration wise. You're kind of tying in the CTE earlier. I think I had one concussion in my life, and that was from Jimmy Gaynor, who came and he tackled me after I knocked the ball down at the end of the game, and I lost my helmet. He hit me so hard. It was the hardest hit I think I've had, but it was in celebration for the victory. So it was that's one I remember as far as celebration and just everybody, it was just elation across the board in the mud. And some of the guys that you all had mentioned earlier from the 96, 97 teams, they're out there doing mud angels, laying in it. And it was just finally, it was, we got the championship, but crowd was huge in that.
I did want to bring that up real quick before we end up jumping off. I always pick on the 97 class. I'm 99, but because of Tony and the podcast and everything. But I played Little League Jets with Adam Brathwaite, Justin Brown.
Thank you.
And I wanted to know how it was with Troy Sloan and Spencer and everybody from 97 in practice and helping you guys prepare for the season.
Can't forget Mr. Rush, Carl Rush.
I want to shout out, all those guys that, on the depth chart that, that are there and, the scout team, the practice team, and they're really, iron, shapes iron at the end of the day. And, you get these guys that are out there, they're giving it their all. They're like, man, I'm playing against, an all region or an all state player. I'm going to show them what I can do. And that's the type of team mentality you have. You're there to make each other better. And we couldn't have done it without them. Ray Mudd, I mean, another guy who's out there in practice. He shows up every single day. He's there every single game. I want to give him a shout out as well. And those guys, I just thank them from the bottom of my heart. And we couldn't, hey, they're champs as well, man. And they deserve it.
Right.
Quick story on Carl Rush. I remember Keith Cover got hurt, and he missed the majority of the Osborne game, which was the clinching record-tying thing that we had going that year. And one of the first couple plays, Carl gets beat, and I'm like, and I remember going up to him. I wasn't that vocal, but I was like, Carl, you're gonna have to step up, dude. I mean, Keith's not here, and you can't mess this whole thing up.
Right.
And he stepped it up, and he ended up doing a great job that game. So he stepped it up. Of course, with Adam Brathwaite, I ended up working out with him when he got into college. He was a fantastic athlete. He was great in Little League, and Adam was always very, very tough. So he had a great career, and he was great to have on the team. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm lucky enough for this right now. I got Troy Sloan's son on my Little League team, so
nice.
He's looking real good. And Javon and Troy and those guys, they were right in there, man. They were right in there carrying on.
And shout out Rudy, he was on that team.
Yeah, Rudy. Yep.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Rudy. Yep.
I remember. I think it was the.
Now, how can all these great names and players? How could we not win after that? Like,
yeah, it's.
Unfortunately, we should have won my senior year with Lang and Patrick, but.
Pat Burke was the man. Yeah.
For some reason, we had Paul Carpenter, my buddy, throw it past the Lang instead of. It was like the Marshawn Lynch thing for me against the Patriots. Like, hand the guy the ball. We tried to do a trickery play with Paul and Lang, and it didn't work. But and that was against Nottoway.
Right.
I remember is
I was at that game. I went down to that game.
I was going to say the team that and you guys obviously made the state championship game. We were down there watching it, and but the one that they had the lead against Turner Ashby, and by 2 touchdowns, and in the fourth quarter, I mean the game's done,
right?
And they get a touchdown. Luckily, we go to intercept it. It goes through the hands of the safety. The Turner Ashby guys behind him catches it, runs for 1 touchdown. Now it's cut to a 1 touchdown lead. Then they kick an onside kick, and I don't know. I'm not going to name names. The kid turns his back to the onside kick, and it bounces off his back because the kick was so hard. It ricochets back to Turner Ashby. They get it. They go down and score and win the game. Then they win the state championship the next week by 3 or 4 touchdowns at least. It wasn't even close. Handley should have won it that year. And,
what year was that?
My little brother was on that team senior year.
Was that with L.A.?
It was L.A. Yep.
Yeah, that was that team.
And L.A. should have won. They should have won.
Yeah. Right, man. I remember hearing that. I didn't make the get, but yeah, I remember hearing that.
Like I said, from my years with Lang and Patrick, we've had amazing athletes, amazing teams. Shout out to everybody that's come through Handley.
Yeah.
Nobody's done it since '94, man. And that's you guys should still be very proud of. You guys have all made the Hall of Fame. You guys have been all state. Your team was the most impressive team I've ever seen in my life as a little kid. And that's why I was so excited to have you guys on, because the whole community was all about you guys. And you guys have shown us something that we've never been able to put together since.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm getting cold chills right now, man. It's great to relive man.
It was a pleasure having you guys on. Now the debate's going to be who was better, 84 or 94? Who's the better team?
I'm not saying anything.
Man, they were good. We scored a heck of a lot more points though.
Yeah, you scored a heck.
Yeah, I was 3 when they won, but I would say from what I know and read and talking to even some of their guys, they might have had the best defense, but hey, by 94 definitely had the best offense.
Hey, but 94, don't sleep on. They had a defense too.
I know, with Danny's right there and Partlow, and only if Jerome was on here, he would have not had any of that.
And QB Sacker, Jason LaRue, that guy,
right? Yeah,
monster. Unfortunately,
he had the record right until Stephen Daly broke it.
Yeah.
But that stood for 25 years.
Long time. Yep.
Oh yeah.
But hey, Danny, Trey, appreciate you guys jumping on, man, taking the time out of your morning to jump on here with us and give us your stories. And maybe we'll have you guys back on for something else. But keep doing what you guys are doing, man. Trey, keep coaching. Danny, keep doing your thing. You guys. We look up to you guys. I do. I'll admit it. Yeah. Hey, did in high school. I didn't want to admit it at the time, but yeah, I did. You guys were those guys in high school. So keep doing what you guys are doing.
Well, we
Anything you guys have going on or coming up that you guys want to speak on or the community know about?
Coming up just as far as
anything, even your little league coaching and your teams and anything you guys may have going on with your businesses and stuff.
Yeah. You can get a little promo, Trey. It's fine.
Hey, come to Kern Motor Company and get a new GMC or Buick, man. I'm here right now.
Yeah, I mean,
all right. That's your only freebie, all right?
Pitch right there.
Yes.
Now my kids have graduated high school, they're in college and so forth, and it's moving on to their adult life. So it's now it's to enjoy a little bit of free time and hopefully get a chance to go see some more Handley games too. That's another thing I look forward to doing, and see a championship in the future, because I think it's inevitable. It's going to happen. Yeah. It's not a matter if, it's when, and so hopefully we can all be there to celebrate them on too. But we appreciate Tony and Chris for having us on, and
yes,
it was
no problem, Danny, no problem, Trey. Appreciate it. Very exciting. Very exciting. Good stuff, guys. Well, you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll talk to you later.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Yep.
All
right, fellas. Blessings.
All right, brother. That's it. We just had on 2 out of the how many were we supposed to have on?
About 6 or 7. Things happen.
Well,
it's early
things
morning.
happen,
But
you know. It is what it is. You know, hopefully we get all them other guys back on, but it's hard to schedule, you know, a lot of guys at one time. And so that's why we try to do it on a Sunday. But hey, it is what it
shout
is.
out to Danny and Trey, man, for getting on, like you said, in the early morning. And
Yeah, man,
those that didn't make it, it is what it is. But like we said, we'll try to get you guys back on. We can always have a second part to this. But definitely appreciate it, man. And to all the players over there at Handley and the coaches right now, man, look, we're all pulling for you and rooting for you. We know Tristan's down. It seems like the quarterback the other night had a really good game. So keep pushing, man, and hopefully we can see another state championship soon.
Yeah, hopefully it's soon. Like they say, it's not. It'll happen. Just win, right?
Yeah. Shout out to Isaiah Baxter and Amari, who both came out for the first year and had big impacts in game 1 on Friday.
But I missed what did Isaiah do? I heard about Amari.
Isaiah had a big pick, and he was doing his thing out there.
Nice. Good for them, man. Like I say, there's a lot of like I was telling them, there's a basketball player that went out there and played.
He had some catches and everything. I think he scored a touchdown. Amari scored also.
Hey, Isaiah he's another way. He's just an athlete. Just an athlete. But it's like I said, tell these kids, I wish my son would have played. It's like, don't sell yourself short. You never know. They might end up with a football scholarship. You know what I mean? And
yeah, shoot. And shout out to JoJo, because you could be player of the year in the whole state, man. But just keep being the leader of that team and that defense, man. We're gonna be pulling for you guys all season long.
All right, so Chris, what's upcoming here? We got so Thursday.
Mr. Carl Rush.
We were just talking about him. Should be Mr. Carl Rush will be this Thursday. So
he just came back to the Winchester public school system.
Yes, sir.
After leaving Loudoun County. He was in Winchester and Handley, went to Loudoun County, and now he's back in Winchester. So excited to talk about him and everything he's got going on for the community and in the school system.
Yep, so that'll be our next upcoming guest. And then after that, we got Brian Pierce Gonzalez the week after that. BPG. Excited to have him on.
And remember, anybody who wants to be a guest or come on and speak about anything, reach out to Tony, myself. Let us know what's going on, and we'd love to get you guys, or you ladies too. So let us know what's going on, and we'll set it up.
Right. Yep. So, Chris, I'll let you enjoy the rest of your day. I'm here in Norfolk with my son. He's at a camp right now. Christian, hopefully he gets an offer. So I'm going to jump off of here, and I'm going to head down there and see what he's doing.
I'm about to grab my stuff and hit to work for 12 hours. So that's a lot of fun. But
have fun with that.
But it was a fun show, man. I'm glad that they were able to get on.
Yeah, good stuff. So everybody, please, subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can follow us on Facebook. We're on Instagram, X. So yeah, please go subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook. Hey, and any suggestions, reach out to us. Send comments. You can email. You can send comments on. Look, I'm seeing them right here. John Smith. And then who was that? Smitty got on. Shout out. And then Brandon Lavender. Hey, go Judges. So, guys, keep commenting. People, you can get on here and comment live during the show. But, all right, Chris and everybody, we'll see you this Thursday with Carl Rush.
And I just saw that with Javon and my buddy BL. Both they left comments. I didn't.
Yep. See. I'm sorry. Hey, I'm learning. I was like, oh shit. I was like, I got comments I can check, and I'm like, oh hey, people got on here. That's great. Love it.
But shout out to Mr. Smith too. He was a part of that team and a big part of that.
Yes, he was. Yep. You're right. He was. Yep.
And BL, I didn't forget about you, buddy, because you was on the squad with Patrick and Lang, and you guys went to States the next year too. We can talk about that down the road too, man. Just let us know what you guys want to do, and we'll make it happen.
Right. So, all right, Chris, I'm getting blown up by my wife now, so that means show's over. So,
go out there and watch Hill for Norfolk State. Tell Mike Vick we said what's up, man, and maybe be a guest.
All right, I will.
Season's over.
Hopefully, I'll get him on. All right, bro. Love you. And hey, everybody, tune in Thursday, 7 p.m. with Carl Rush.
All right. Love you too, man. All y'all have a blessed Sunday.
All right. Later, everyone.